Okay, good morning everybody. Good to see everybody. And it's especially good to see you, Margaret. And we just want you to know that the whole of the council has been thinking about you.
Thank you.
I'm not going to say any more because I don't want you, but you know,
Yeah.
There's been a lot of love for you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, can we agree the minutes?
Agreed.
Thank you. And don't think I've any more announcements, so we'll move on. And with no urgent items, and with nothing to exclude you from, I'll just draw your attention to number 6, declaration of interest. Anybody has anything? Okay. So we'll go on to the key decisions. The capital programme update. Agenda item 7 is the capital programme update for the first 6 months of the financial year. Table 4 sets out our capital programme is just under 289 million over 5 years. Of this, 115 million is profiled to be spent on this year's schemes, including highways, children's social care, technology and digital, property maintenance and schools. This report is also seeking approval to make some reductions to the programme for schemes that are either no longer progressing or where the scheme had been completed under budget. The details of the changes to the programme are set out within section 3.3 of the report and summarised with Appendix 1A to this report. I would particularly like to highlight the street lighting energy reduction scheme, and congratulations, Matthew, to you and your team, which has not only delivered under budget but has helped the council reduce its costs of energy by over 13 million since this scheme commenced in 2019. So that's excellent news, really good. An extract of the full programme is included in the appendix, and there is a useful one-page summary set out on page 27. The recommendations are set out in section 2, and I ask that we could agree this report. But if there's any comments, questions?
Now just the energy reduction just shows you how, I put that, it was a big investment to put in there, but the millions we're saving over a long course of time, that carbon footprint is going down. It's really, it's like an ideal report really for the council. It's been a win-win under budget, saving money for the council and everybody across the district, improving climate change. So yeah, it's a win-win for us, that one.
Well, it is. It really is good. Anyone else? We okay? Can we agree the report?
Agreed.
Thank you. Item 8 is the first consideration report for complying with the biodiversity duty. Jack.
Thank you, Leader. This report is part of a new legal duty for councils to conserve and enhance local biodiversity, which was introduced as part of the Environment Act 2021. We all know we're lucky to live in an incredibly beautiful district with greenery and countryside right on our doorstep, and we need to keep it that way. This report considers the various objectives, policies and strategies the council has and will introduce to improve and protect this biodiversity. It will also form the main reporting mechanism for biodiversity net gain, which is now becoming an integral part of the planning system, and the report will detail the biodiversity actions, gains and obligations of the authority over a 5-year monitoring period. We have 138 sites in our district that are designated for nature conservation, ranging from triple SSI scientific interest sites to ancient woodlands and local nature reserves. Biodiversity net gain should lead to improvements to a number of these sites, and the new reporting mechanism and BNG will complement the other nature recovery measures introduced by the council following our ecological crisis declaration in 2021. The options are set out on pages 30 and 31, and option 1 to approve the publication of this first considerations report and thereafter a 5-yearly report is recommended. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Any comments? We all happy to agree the recommendations set out in 2.1, 2.2?
Agreed.
Yeah, okay, we agree that. Thank you. Item 9, disposal of council-owned land at City Fields, Leigh.
Yeah, thanks. This is, City Fields is a 375-acre urban extension to the east of Wakefield City, which sits alongside the existing communities of Stanley, Eastmoor, Agbrigg, Bellevue and Portobello. Wakefield Council owns approximately 60 acres of development land, which is identified in the local plan for residential development. And the new homes will contribute towards the target for housing growth set out in the Strategic Housing Market Assessment. Cabinet is asked to approve the freehold disposal of 30.99 acres of development parcel land at City Fields, Wakefield, at best consideration to Barratt Homes for the residential development scheme based on the terms and conditions which are set out in Appendix 4, and to authorise the Service Director, Property, Facilities and Health and Safety in consultation with the portfolio holder for resources and property to agree the final terms of this disposal. With that, I'll move.
Thanks very much, Liz. Any comments? Jack?
Thank you, Lydia. A couple of comments from me, Les, and thank you for bringing the report. Firstly, I welcome looking at the site maps within the document, the buffer zone and barrier that we're creating as part of this disposal for Stanley Ferry Flash. It's really important to protect that green space on the edge of City Fields. It's so important for nature and residents, as we've just heard in the last report. But I also just want to bring up the district centre in City Fields. We know it's been a long-running issue. I know officers are working hard behind the scenes to try and get the private companies involved to deliver that district centre. I just want to reiterate how important it is that we keep up that work and make sure residents get the facilities and infrastructure that they need and deserve. So I'll leave it there. Thank you, Leader.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to mention pretty much the same as Jack, but also in the preferred option it does say to deliver 30% affordable homes. We very often see that as the development goes along, stuff's found that they have to spend more money on, so that 30% is rarely adhered to. I really would like that to be adhered to within this application, because, you know, 30% of 250 and the amount of social housing or affordable housing, as people want to call it, has disappeared over the years. So I really would like to see that upheld, if possible, along with the facilities that we know that City Fields needs and hasn't had with previous development.
I think certainly we're not just looking at this. I think it's really important that the affordable housing is delivered in full.
Yeah.
And officers know that certainly it's my opinion and the opinion of certainly people sat around this table. But it's not just about the affordable homes. I'm glad that Jack's raised it. I think it's not just about building houses, it's the facilities alongside building those houses that we're looking at. And we're certainly bearing all that in this. But I don't want to take away from the fact that this is a really good development for Wakefield and for the people of Wakefield as well. But we certainly take on board all the comments that are around this table.
Matthew?
Just to follow on, obviously, City Fields' impact on mine and Jack Ward, what's already been built there, obviously a massive amount of housing. It was a master plan. We've created a new community, but we do need the community infrastructure to go with that. And I think the district centre is something, as I get quite regular on my Facebook conversations, that the residents around there are really crying out for that now. So I do think it's something that we need to fetch forward. I would hope that the senior officers and the chief exec do meet with us to fetch this forward now we can come to a conclusion. I do welcome the report. In one respect, Les, it's an ideal report, fetching much needed capital into the council to protect other services. The green that's around there looks fantastic with Stanley Flash and all that, but it's just we need them community assets in there and community infrastructure.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I do bear in mind the comments made by Jack and yourself, Matthew, about that, and it is difficult with the amount of housing, but City Fields has been a tremendous success for this council. It's brought masses of funding in, it's brought all the housing that we need. We've been punching above our weight because of it, and I know other councils in West Yorkshire were envious of the fact that we had this scheme ready. It brought the infrastructure in, we got the new bypass, etc. but we must get what we need for the community. There are a number of communities around there. I was out with you two in the summer looking at what we could do, and I saw the fact that what was needed for the infrastructure, so we must pursue that at all costs. And also Maureen's point about planning, we do always get, you know, we get the planning application, affordable homes, and then they come back and say it doesn't stack up. Well, we're going to have to make sure that this does stack up, and we do get the affordable homes.
Yep.
But I do think this is really good news, you know, for the land that's coming forward. So, any more comments? We'll go, okay. Can we agree that? Okay, thanks very much. Item 10 is the financial health report. This report updates Cabinet on the Council's financial position for our 285 net revenue budget. Like other councils across our region, we continue to experience challenges, and the report sets out our potential overspend of just over 11 million. As I've commented before, this council is not immune to the national trends we're seeing in local government right across the country. The demand for services increasing, and this leads to financial pressures on local budgets. Within the report on agenda page 94, details the changes from the last update by Directorate. Following the period, increasing demand in adults and children's social care have resulted in the main pressures for the council. Work is being done to look at what additional options the council has to respond to short-term emergency placements, and I know Margaret will be bringing forward a proposal next month in relation to this. We're taking some robust steps to reduce this overspend as much as we can, reducing discretionary spending, enhanced vacancy management, managing some of our services budgets differently, and identifying emergency issues and looking to address them as early as we possibly can. But I won't pretend it's not difficult. It's a difficult picture. Everything we do this year will have an impact on the future years. So it's important that we take firm steps now to reduce this overspend as much as we possibly can. This council will always take responsible, sustainable and fair decisions. Having a balanced budget, even in the very challenging environment the council at the moment, is central to enabling us to provide the services and support that communities deserve. Cabinet will be receiving a further update next month and in January about our financial position and emergency budget for 25-26. We have also launched a budget survey with residents and businesses that was launched on the 6th of November and will run till the 27th of November. In the meantime, I ask that we agree the recommendations in the report. I'll take any questions and comments. Okay, can we agree the report?
We agree.
Thank you. Item 11 is the Council Tax Support Review. Councillor Shaw.
Thank you. This report seeks approval to commence a period of public consultation on whether to make changes to the Working Age Council Tax Support Scheme from April 1st, 2026. The working age element of this scheme is decided locally, and the cost of the current scheme is forecast to be over 26 million. This amount has been increasing in recent years, as outlined in the report. Section 3.7 of the report details the reasons as to why there should be a review of the existing scheme, and these include making the scheme simpler to understand and ensuring that the scheme is not reactive to central government policy decisions. Public consultation would run for a period of 4 months from December through to March, and Cabinet would receive a report back in July 2025 for further consideration. The final decision remains with full council. I am therefore seeking approval to proceed with this review and undertake a period of public consultation.
Okay, thank you. Any comments? Any questions? Can we agree the report? Agree. Okay. Item 12, policy, risk management policy framework.
Yeah. Purpose of this report is to seek approval to the revised risk management policy framework and appetite statement. These documents were presented to Audit Committee in October for scrutiny prior to them coming to Cabinet for final approval. It's good practice to ensure that risk management arrangements are reviewed regularly, and the last full review was in September 2023. Risk management policy is a crucial document for any organisation. It outlines the steps, procedures to identify, assess and mitigate against risks. The purpose of this risk management framework is to set out the Council's overall approach to risk management, and the appetite statement makes it clear level of risk that the Council is prepared to accept against certain risk categories such as health and safety and financial resilience. In addition to the policy review, there's also work underway to develop a new improved management system for capturing and reporting on risk. Further details are set out in section 4 of the report. I'd ask that we note and agree the updated policies as presented.
Right, any comments? Any questions? Okay, can we agree the report? Agreed. And then the final item is the Treasury Management Mid-Year Report.
Okay, thanks. This report, which commences on agenda page 189, informs Cabinet of the Treasury management activities for the first 6 months of this financial year and provides positive assurances that these activities fully complied with all regulatory and legislative requirements. This report also details how the activities complied with the strategy and policies which were approved by Council in February 2024. Section 1.3 of the report provides Cabinet with key issues which are that the Council's long-term indebtedness is 568 million, which is called the capital financing requirement. The Council's actual net external borrowing totals 304 million, of which 54 million was short-term borrowing. Where possible, the Council uses its internal reserves and balances to defer the need to take on more external debt. This is termed under borrowing, and this policy has saved the Council significant interest payments up to now. The report was presented to Audit and Governance Committee in October for their scrutiny, and if approved will also progress to Council on 27th of November for information. The recommendations are set out in paragraph 2, and with that I would like to ask that we agree this report and progress to full Council.
Any comments? Any questions? We all happy with that? Okay, thanks very much, Les. Thanks very much, everybody.